Footprints is a running camp that wants to give people in the outdoor industry tools to take action for environmental issues. As a professional trail runner, I had these incredible opportunities to travel around the world, to run in some of the biggest and most prestigious races that there are. But I also knew that I was having a negative impact. And so over a span of several years, I started trying to figure out how can I reduce my own personal impact. And so I started taking individual actions, like I took a cargo ship across the ocean. I rode my bike to and from the Pikes Peak Marathon. But I also wanted to make my impact larger. And I wanted to find a way to empower collective action. The outdoor industry, and for me, the trail running community, is incredibly powerful. It's a tight group of people who share the same interests and who love wild places and working hard. And I felt that there was a way that we could use what's great about running to protect the places where we run. And so Footprints takes everybody on their own level. What are you good at? What are your skill sets? Where do you come from and what are you interested in? And we use that to maximize their own individual actions and especially to empower them as leaders to help their own communities become examples of how we can all take action for the environment. We've done it. Look at this. We're all here. Give yourselves a round of applause. I really just want to say thanks because you're all people who have put a lot of time and energy and money into coming here to be a part of this. And you all know that like what you're going to get out of it is the opportunity to put more time and energy and money into your projects. We're going to work hard, but definitely have a good time. Thanks, guys.
Every morning at Footprints, we have this beautiful Opus hut here in the Silverton Mountains. So it was really easy to wake up to greet the sunrise in the mountains.
We'd go down, have our coffee and our breakfast, have some amazing breakfast conversations.
Right from the beginning of the day, you're just really focused on listening and connecting with people.
And then go and do a run.
3 or 4 hours in the mountains, enjoying the environment.
And then we would come back to the Opus hut, have lunch, have a little nap, and then begin working on our projects.
And from there, we usually also have a speaker each day who has a really specific form of sustainability or ecological knowledge that they're able to share with us.
That might be about basic science, or it might be about how to put together a project like this, to bringing that seed of an idea into fruition.
We'd often have like the theme of our run be reflected in the presentation. So for example, one of our speakers presented on mining, and during our run we ran past a bunch of old mines, and it was really cool to see the connection, like real life.
Being able to take the students out to the beautiful mountains of Silverton and look at the soil colors, look at where mine tailings have existed in place, I think was really powerful. But then we really backed up that outdoor lesson with lecture back at the camp. And we finished up with a hands-on activity to really have experience issues of mining, both through hearing, through feeling, through seeing.
And then we'd end the day with reflections on the day, which have been really powerful.
It's kind of this nice little pattern that we've put together each day of accomplishing something on the land and then accomplishing something together for our communities and the environment.
There's only so much we can do that's general, but I think that this is a really good way to start. And so these are the topics that we're going to be focusing on this week. And the number one thing that we're focusing on is the why. This is what you always have to be referring to in your head. As we go forward in the week, we're going to look at strategy, we're going to look at people to talk to, we're going to look at how to market it. What we're going to start with today is I want you to discuss all these questions with your mentor. Just be honest and just be open. Wait a minute. We need a break, don't we? Let's take a break. So the mentor-mentee relationship is meant to be a collaboration. The campers are really putting themselves out there. They're making themselves vulnerable, and having someone, a mentor, who they can really get to know and learn to trust helps them to become more centered in themselves and find the true reasons behind their project. And that in turn will help them to make the most out of their project.
At first, we maybe didn't have a big connection on what he thought his project was, but the more that I talked to Nemo, the more that I realized his passion really is about his ability as a creative and as a filmmaker.
I had my project, but Connor was what he liked to call calling me in. He kind of just ripped away like all these kinds of like barriers I had in terms of like embracing like what my passions were. He pushed me and encouraged me to like really grab these things that are actually meaningful to me, but like I guess I wouldn't admit it, and that's how I ended up with the project I have now.
Nemo really has the fire to do creative work in particular. And so I was able to kind of steer him in the direction of really centering his project around his creativity.
I was really into like making film and media and stuff like that. So now my project is a film about equity when it comes to kids and sports, because that's kind of a background I came from.
For my mentee, she's a triathlete, but also really connected to how environmental issues around harmful algal blooms and environmental contaminants are impacting the places she loves to recreate. And so I think it was a really great pairing because she came in with a really scientifically minded project, and I was able to use my acquired expertise to really help her elevate it, and then also work on communicating it, which I think is a really critical part of any science project.
Like initially I came to this camp and all these amazing people just seemed so like out of my league. Like I just felt like I was not on their level at all. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And talking to Peyton and having her as my mentor felt really cool because it kind of felt like a partnership.
I'm sort of like a quiet person, and I don't really show a lot of myself to people. And it's just been so wonderful getting to do that here.
One, jump! Just seeing all of these people out here doing things they love, for things they love, that just gives me so much hope and fires me up for what I can do.
It's been like really wonderful to have this sort of connection. It's like beautiful just the way that the sport and the land like brings people together.
I came into the camp with this project and it really turned into refining what I think life is about for me.
This last day of the camp, when we were sharing our projects, all the campers got up in front of the rest of the group and they explained their projects, and it was a really big culmination for the whole week of work that we did together.
So I started competitively swimming when I was 8 years old.
The main issue I grew up worrying about was if dinner was going to be on the table.
There's been a crucial people that I love missing from the outdoor field, and I feel that that is female identifying youth ages 14 to 18.
I really want to create a camp for student nurses that really focuses on incorporating environmental health.
That really inspired me to start a bike commute program.
I'm trying to do environmentally focused photojournalism.
And so I started this project to map these blooms.
They can experience that same transformation that I got to experience.
What can I do for our environment?
Would you be interested in partnering?
And we'd love to see you there.
Seeing that all come together was really powerful for me. It made me quite emotional, and I don't often get super emotional, but it just really meant the world to me to see everybody who had worked so hard over the week really come together. And I feel like now, as everybody goes home, everybody can continue to be successful in their own way, and they're ready to go put these projects into action and be leaders in their own communities.
This is a group of people who are passionate about running and are passionate about this beautiful place that takes care of us and where we all live.
Not only does every single person want to see you succeed, but they have the tools to do that, and they're like-minded in their experience and their passion.
This has been a great resource to actually have ideas and implement them.
This has been probably the best week of my life.
Like, I'm not lying when I say I've had a conversation with every one of you and I've had something I've been able to take away and learn from.
This is also probably one of the most impactful weeks of my entire life, so thank you.
Look at the camera and like smile. Something really special happened up there. I don't think I could put that into words, and I don't think I'll be able to ever forget that.
I've had a really hard past year, and to see myself here now is amazing, just because I never thought I would be this excited about life and what I can do to like change the world.